Welcome back to another episode of AK-47 Radio, brought to you by the Return of the Commissar, in theaters December 14th. As usual, you have me, Elmo. We do have the return of our Commissar, Commissar Will. Cosmonaut General Mikhail Gonsalves is still stuck in orbit, so we're going on without him. And that's all I got for my radio voice tonight. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, comrade. First, I must apologize and explain to audience why I was absent last week. So last week I was on top secret classified mission for the party. I was advancing the interests of the people. I was serving the people with pride. Was in interest of national defense. So my apologies, but I am here now, and that is what matters.
Now do it in Elmo voice.
Elmo can't talk for that long. Elmo has stage fright.
You want to come over and touch Elmo's nuts?
You want to go get high?
It's basically the same voice.
Oh, shit, you're right. Oh, man, we need to...
God damn it, Cash. Fuck you. Goddamn G-Bay. See you guys at Gunham. Talking pews, we're out of line.
What we need is a Tickle Me Elmo, but it just says Towley lines from South Park.
It's not a Tickle Me Elmo. It's a Wipe Me.
Oh, no. No.
Not Towley, whatever his fucking name was.
It's a Wipe Me Elmo. Oh, that's an image I did not need in my head right now.
I meant the poop.
No, all of them. No. Oh, you mean Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poop?
Yeah, Mr. Hanky. That's what I was getting at. It's a Wipe Me Mr. Hanky instead of a Tickle Me Elmo.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting. All right, well, Mike will be along at some point. He got caught up planting blueberries, I think, which is both based and womanly. But I think I'll forgive it.
Hey, you know what? If you don't know how to sew, you're doing things wrong. I wouldn't say that that's womanly. I'd say that's
sewing definitely not. Like sewing should be a mandatory skill for all human beings. If you can't fix the button on your own pants, you are useless.
Dr. Scary Guy, I did not need to know that your penis was furry and red.
That seems like a very strange condition for a doctor to have. Has it been longer than 4 hours? You should see another doctor. All right. Well, it has been an exciting week of just packing freaking moving boxes for me. So in terms of actual substantial contributions to the party's interests of the Republic of Lower Upper Podestovia, I have nothing. Oh, shit. That's the wrong country. Upper Lower. All right. Get the Makarov. You have to kill me now.
I made the same mistake when you first brought this up. It's forgiven for one time.
That's the point. What have you been up to?
Well, I've actually had a lot of crap going on. Some good, some I wouldn't say any of it's been bad, but normal tedium. So I will start out with some of Das funds, and I'm going to figure out how to share my screen, which I have to figure out every single time I do this. I went to the range with a buddy and a buddy of his.
Holy shit, shooting was involved?
Yes, there was shooting involved this time.
Whoa.
For once. I know.
Oh, I'm mad about that too. Ever since they shut National Forest down, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, that's totally valid. But yeah, I went out to the range, and why in the fuck am I not seeing the windows I pulled up? Anyway, sorry guys, I guess you'll just have to check our Instagram if you're watching live and you would like to see pictures. I, among other things, got to shoot the M18 for the first time, and it ran totally fine. I fucking hate that gun, but that gun does not get fed unless I'm at the range, because I like living most of the time.
Most of the time. Downrange.
No, I did reholster loaded because I wanted to get draw practice and practice with fucking stupid ass manual safety that doesn't do anything. One, because it's a striker fired pistol, and two, because it's a 320, so it doesn't give a fuck.
It's there for emotional support.
Yeah. It's like all gun laws. They don't actually do anything, but they make you feel better.
It's the emotional support.
Some people. So I shot that and did some drills with it, and nothing crazy because we were on a normal range where there's like tables and a firing line, and you know everybody's on the same line. You have to call a cold range to go change targets, and but there wasn't anything else available. But it was still a good time. Got to hang out with some dudes, and I got to shoot a real Russian SKS Tula, the most beautiful SKS I've ever seen in my effing life. And I got to fire proper steel case Russian manufactured ammo through it. So that was pretty dope.
That's as far as condition goes, that thing's damn near rack grade. Like,
yeah,
it looks like it came out of a bucket of Cosmoline based on the pictures.
It does, but it doesn't have that Cosmoline feel to the stock.
Did it have the smell?
It did have the smell, and the smell, once you combine the smell of the Bird primed Russian manufactured ammunition being fired through it with the smell of the gun, chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
Yes. And then while I was at the range, I got a phone call from a friend. Me and this dude go way the fuck back, so some of you will judge, but that's okay. But he said, his words to me on the phone were, "Hey man, I got fucked up at martial arts this morning. My arm is fucked. I can't really lift a bunch of weight. Can you come help me hang a door?" That's what he said. I should have known.
Yeah, you should have
what that really meant, because I've known this guy for long enough. What he meant was, no. I'm going to build a 10-foot fucking long, 200+ pound barn door style door from scratch, and then we're going to hang it on sliding tracks. So what I thought was going to be an hour-long project turned into a 5.5, 6 hour long project.
Yep.
Yeah, but I got to have some bro time, and I got to help a buddy, which is always good. Always be there for your friends, especially your real friends, not just your internet friends. You can tell your internet friends to fuck off. We do that every week on this show.
Your internet friends aren't real.
That's true.
And if any of them say they're girls,
they're men. I was literally just about to say the same thing.
Remember, tits or GTFO.
Valid. And even if
you don't know what that means, you missed the good days of the internet.
There were good days
back then. Yeah, when the internet was still, kind of fresh before it turned into the current hellscape it is.
I did go to the surplus store, advancing.
So now you're poor.
That's the most I've spent at the surplus store so far. I'm advancing the SG team member LARP. So I got some stuffs. I got a couple of canteens with pouches, and I had to buy the gas mask compatible lids separate because they make sure to put original lids on them and get.
Oh, they didn't used to do that.
Yeah, so I had to buy those separate, but they were only a couple of bucks. I got a couple of cases of MREs like normal because based. I bought an e-tool pouch, and there's an e-tool in here. If you guys don't know what an e-tool is, I guess we can go over that in another episode, or I can go over it tonight. We'll see how it goes.
To beat your friends with.
It is, but it's also a pickaxe, and it also folds up nice and small. I got mess kit with, as you can hear, the fork, spoon, and knife that goes in because I wanted it. And I saw this and I could not pass it up, even though I have zero legitimate use for it. I have detector kit, chemical agent, M256 Alpha 2, national stock number 6665-01-563-7 AK-47
It's like you read
And
my
it's-
mind. I was going to demand that you read out the NSN number.
It's literally in a canteen pouch. They use the same pouch, just sewed a different label on it, but they put things like a little instruction manual on how to use this thing that you will never actually pull out and use if you need to use it, because by the time you get through the first page, you're already dead. Some M8 detector paper for chemical agents, some other stuff. But I was like, I've never even seen one of these before. I didn't know this existed in a malleable pouch format. Swipe.
Yeah, I have one as well, and it's the exact same thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to buy this because I've never seen one before. If I ever have to use this, I'm so dead.
Mm-hmm. But it can maybe go in the background as a prop. Let's see. Did you?
Oh, mine will get plenty of time as a prop because I also have. Hang on, let it boot up. I've already tortured just so many people with this. Oh, you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Just clickies. I ordered this a long time ago, like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I remember when you ordered
No, it
it.
was a little over a month ago, but I've been tooling around with wanting to buy like a Geiger counter for ages. And the problem with like the big, like the classic looking surplus Geiger counters, like the yellow
That's what I thought you were gonna get, or something similar.
civil defense boxes, is so many of them are broken or they need to be calibrated. So then you have to send it off somewhere to calibrate it or DIY it. So like, I don't want to go there. So I'll spend my money on a, technically it's a scintillation meter because it uses a different crystal, doesn't use a Geiger crystal. But I waited a little while for it on back order, but it's a better Geiger S2L, uses a honking big crystal in there, so it's really sensitive for gammas, not for betas and alphas. But
Definitely not betas. Nobody's sensitive to betas.
ironically, though, betas go farther than alphas.
You completely missed that.
I know I did, but that's why I said ironically, betas go farther than alphas. Alphas are the ones that are not successful.
Maybe further into the friend zone.
Unless you eat them. But no, I've been wanting to play around with this. I'm gonna go look for some hot rocks as soon as I get a so Colorado's dotted with all kinds of thorium and uranium mines. And so I'll be trying to go hunt some of those down here soon. It's gonna be a good time. Trying to land nav my way into them.
And
Hopefully,
your hobby doubles as for birth control, and not just because it's nerdy.
Nonsense. I'm not gonna get dosed that much.
You might as well be one of my cousins saying, "Hold my beer."
Look, unlike your cousins, I don't intend on banging mine.
I do not either, but I found the tab. So you guys, sorry, the orientation of this first picture is kind of shitty, but so you guys can see what this beautiful fucking machine looks like. I mean, it is just gorgeous. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that wood. That's what she said. Fucking beautiful. And then Tula marking 53. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I apologize. I mute myself for a moment while I
I just went
to let her know that there's a screaming child above my head.
No, it's fine. It went completely quiet, and I was like, did sharing my screen make my audio go off? And then me getting to shoot it.
Yeah. That's a gorgeous rifle.
It is sexy. I didn't want to put very many rounds through it because it's Russian. So
is Russian might blow up in face.
It's more like is Russian is worth more than my life.
Just about. I actually don't know what the going rate is for a.
It is well over $2,000.
Fucking really?
Yes. I did some research for the buddy because he said he was considering selling it.
Good grief.
Yeah.
They need to unban that shit just so I can watch all the prices plummet, and then everyone who bought it as a fucking investment will be like, "Oh no, my money."
Just like pre-86 transferable machine guns. That shit, the NFA needs to go the fuck away, and I cannot wait to watch those prices just plummet. Oh, you mean I can get a brand new MP5 full auto for $2,000? I don't have to pay fucking $60,000 or whatever they're going for.
Yeah.
I can drill my own hole in my AR lower, and now I don't have to pay 20,000 plus, probably more now, for a transferable M4 or M16 stripped lower.
Big time game.
Indubitably. The only other, well, not the only other, there's a couple of others that I have as backups in case we need the time filler. But so I've talked about DOS P90 on the channel, and I also have DOS AR fixed carry handle that has been sitting behind me in, if not every episode, most episodes. I filed the Form 1s on those a month ago and still haven't fucking gotten anything back. It's still sitting in submitted in review or whatever the term is. And I'm fucking pissed because once e-forms became a thing, and then they were like, oh, well, you can get your electronic fingerprints and upload those, and you can use, you know, a picture that's not a official passport photo as long as it meets all the requirements. They proved that they could make those forms go through in some cases, less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, okay, well, $0 tax stamps, more people are filing forms. I don't give a fuck. This is bullshit. I waited for my first can for 10 months. I know the pain of just sitting there and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. But they proved they could fucking do it. All they got to do is go in, run your shit through NICS like they do for a normal ass fucking background check, which is also unconstitutional. I'm not saying I support any of this BS, but they proved they could do it. And now my forms have been sitting there for over a month, and I'm pissed. It's gay.
Yeah, it's big time.
I see you
guys. I don't like you. Did you consider that?
Oh, I guarantee they don't like me, but that's beside the point. I don't care. I don't like them either, so the feeling's mutual.
Yeah, fair enough. So, what I have been up to, I've been up to a couple of big kind of stupid things. One of which is
surprise.
Oh yeah. So my Zastava OPAP, which I have had for pushing 13 years now, because we were just talking about it not too long ago about how I got a 1022 for Christmas for my brother in Christmas of 2012.
That's a cool ass gift, by the way.
Oh, it was an awesome gift. Terrible time to suddenly realize you liked guns. Because then all of a sudden, all the ammo. Well, actually, no, by 2012, ammo was already in a panic. And so by 2013, it was still in a panic. So finding 22 ammo was basically not impossible, but it was like, I'm going to go to Sportsman's Warehouse when they open and run past all the fat old guys on their scooters to get to the 22 ammo.
Oh, I remember those days. I try to forget them, but there's not enough alcohol.
There's not nearly enough. So it was at Dragon Man's here in the Springs that I first discovered that a man can buy an AK because they had a wall full of Wasser 10s and Zastava OPAPs. So then I saved up a bunch of money from work and then went back there, and the gal talked me out of buying a Wasser 10 and into a Zastava. And in hindsight, she did it basically copying a TFB article word for word. It's like, oh no, this is the Cadillac of AKs. I thought, okay, whatever. And then I go online later and go, wait a minute. That's exactly what she said. Yes, stop trying to hit me with your e-tool. That's not fair.
It's not fair. You've got guns behind you, motherfucker.
I
just brought a shovel to a gunfight.
Oh, we're playing Warhammer 40K now, are we? But no, I have wanted to replace the front gas block on my OPAP with a proper M70 gas block for probably about damn near 13 years now. For those of you who don't know, the M70 is Yugoslavia's main pattern of AK.
Is Yugo AK, which means is different.
It does mean is different. So Yugoslavia becomes a country post World War II under the leadership of Tito. And Tito was he was a partisan leader, one of two partisan leaders in World War II. The main other group, I think they were called Chetniks. I forget, but the not communist guys, and then Tito was leader of the more communist faction. The not communist guys tended to be more about we're going to make sure that like the Nazis don't come back and massacre a village because we, killed 2 Germans. Tito didn't care about that shit. So therefore, he ended up being more effective and then ended up winning support from the Allies, which is actually a really weird and convoluted story because for a long time, I think there's even quotes from Churchill in a couple of books talk about like who the fuck is this Tito person, because nobody knew if Tito was one person or multiple people, a man or a woman, because Tito was a pseudonym that he gave himself. I forget what it means, and it does not mean that horrible fucking vodka.
Ugh.
I don't like Tito's vodka. It is oversold and it is corn, and I fucking.
If I'm gonna drink vodka, I'm probably gonna go with that Breckenridge shit. It's cheap and it's not bad. I'm not saying it's good because I don't like clear liquor, but it's not bad.
Vodka needs to be made out of a grain, not corn or potato. Rye, wheat, both make great vodkas. Potatoes make good vodka. Corn makes shitty vodka. Anyway, Tito wanted to do his own thing in Yugoslavia. He did not want to fall into Stalin's orbit, which is part of the reason why.
Based.
Yeah, I mean, based, except for he still was a nice little communist dictator man. So in the Yugos, they post World War II started building their own Mausers, which on the Mauser end of things, you'll see a lot of Yugoslavian Mausers. I don't think this is as common these days. They used to try and pass them off as German K98s for a while because they look really similar. And to try and catch freaking people at a gun show, like, look, it's a Nazi K98 because they just restamp them. I don't think it's common anymore. They went through and built their own SKS with a built-in grenade spigot on the end. And then they got into.
My dad had one of those for a while.
First, they did. The Yugoslavian SKSs to me are some of the best looking SKSs.
See, I'm the opposite.
Go ahead.
I'm a purist. When it comes to the SKS, I'm more of a purist on the looks. Now, again, I say that as a guy that has a super tacked out Bubbaed SKS behind me, but it was Bubbaed before I bought it.
Yeah, that's fair. I like the wood. So the Yugoslavians did not use laminated wood for most of their firearms. They went with solid, was it teak? I forget off the top of my head. It's definitely treated with teak oil, but whatever.
Didn't it also have a different number of holes in the front handguard?
Yeah, they have 3. The Yugoslavian handguards tend to be longer, I think, even on the SKS. Point being, grenade launcher spigot built into the rifle. They then start reversing the AK, reverse engineering it, and they have the M64, which is a milled AK variant, but is not compatible with any Soviet AKM pattern rifles. They're like cousins, but you can't take the furniture and swap it over to the other.
But they still kith like they're from Mississippi.
They do kith like they're from Mississippi. And then the 70s, they developed the M70, which is what all of our current, if you think of it's a Yugo AK, it's an M70 pattern, almost guaranteed, unless somebody kit built an M64 or something like that. And when they went around and they beefed up the receiver So standard AKM receivers, 1 millimeter. The Yugoslavians went, fuck that, we want 1.5 millimeters. And then they bulged the trunnions. So on my OPAP, you can see it's fatter on that front trunnion. They bulged the trunnions out, basically RPK style trunnions, to make the rifle this big beefy fucker to launch rifle grenades from.
Mhm.
And I've tried to wrap my mind around that for a while. It's like, why the hell were the Yugoslavians so obsessed with rifle grenades? And I wonder if it doesn't go back to that partisan experience in World War II, where as a partisan, you have no capability of dealing with something that's armored like a tank or a half track back then. But if everybody's got a rifle, you can skip the part about having like a shoulder fired rocket, and you can just start lobbing fucking rifle grenades at everybody.
I mean, it's basically a man-portable short-range mortar. And the Yugos weren't the only ones that, up until relatively modern times, were obsessed with rifle grenades. The FAMAS barrel was built specifically with the gas rings for rifle grenades.
That's
so
true.
they could launch rifle grenades from it in France, where they're never going to fire shit because they're just going to surrender. But they still wanted to be able to pretend to fire rifle grenades.
They just launched the chalk rounds as a warning.
Yeah.
I do think, so Yugoslavia's doctrine during the Cold War was that they wanted to stay more or less independent of both sides. And so I believe they went into that period with a very defensive mindset. It's a very that's a pretty rough country. It's fairly mountainous. It's very wooded. And so, yeah, I think it does just lean back into some of that partisan experience and planning for the future, in the sense that total national defense, we're going to conscript fucking everybody. Everybody fights, and now you all can fire rifle grenades.
And in that kind of terrain, it's way easier to just hand a dude a bag full of rifle grenades than it is to say, here's a mortar for one dude. Here's another piece of the mortar for another dude. Here's a box of mortar rounds for like 6 dudes.
Yeah.
Now carry that shit with you and fight.
Indeed. So what all the Yugo imports, except for going back to some of the early ones with like the M70B1 underfolders that, I forget who was bringing those in. It doesn't matter. That does not have the clone correct gas block on it. Because the M70 in its, I should have pulled up a picture. In its original form has both a grenade shutoff and a grenade sight built into the front gas block.
I was going to mention that for both the Yugo SKS and the Yugo AK, the grenade launching sight, when you flip it up to use it, it shuts the gas system off, so you don't eat a fucking bolt, basically.
Basically, yeah, cuts the gas off. Oh, I just jammed up my whole computer with that tab. That's not a good thing. Anyway, so I have gone out and sourced one and bought one, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of gunsmithing with our buddy, Different Mike, down in the Springs. He has, I think I talked about last week, he had built out, I think he's built out 2 AKs, including one of them was a just gorgeous Circle 11 parts kit. Him and I are going to take that gas block, and it's attached to a section of barrel. We're going to look at my gun, and we're going to fucking go bang them together. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge because the gas blocks, no, not the gas blocks, the
gas holes.
Yeah, the gas holes, the vent hole in the barrels, Zastavo's drilling them. I mean, it's what the Russians ended up going to with the 74 and then onward. Instead of a 45-degree hole into the barrel, they just went in 90 degrees because that's not only is that an easier hole to drill, I believe they also
like your mom.
Easier hole to drill, like your mom, and also they had I believe less erosion over high round counts with a 90 degree as opposed to a 45 degree. No idea why. Probably because of the angle of the metal left a thinner edge on one side.
Well,
anyway, we don't need to go into that.
Yeah.
But with the difference in the vent hole in the barrel, it's going to take a little bit of redneck engineering to get all that to line up. But I think
JB weld the fuck out of the first hole.
Well, there's two
And
ways of doing it that I've seen. One of them is to drill a second gas hole. That's a fucking perfect show title. We didn't used to be gas hole.
second gas hole, third receiver hole.
The second gas hole, third person. Which I'd rather skip drilling a second hole in the barrel if I can get away with it. I've seen a few like on old forums, a few guys who were either kind of re-drilling the existing hole at a bit of a different angle, or just drilling a second hole all the way all together in the gas block, which is the angle I'm going to try and go for.
Good luck. I know AKs are overgassed by design, but I have low confidence.
I have high confidence because the
Well,
absolute worst
you
case
always
is,
have high confidence.
that's my job. The absolute worst case is, which is why I don't want to put a second hole in my barrel, is just put the old one back on and go, well, shit, that didn't work. Looks like I'm buying an M70 parts kit now.
See, when you said the other day you were buying a gas block, I thought you were sourcing different pieces for a full from scratch AK build, and that was one of the pieces you needed. I didn't realize you were going to modify one of your currently owned AKs.
Yeah.
This makes more sense now.
Well, because the nice thing about the M70, so the OPAPs when they were imported, which then they switched to the NPAP, which then went back to a 1mm receiver without a bulge trunnion, and then they had heat treat issues on the receivers. Now they're onto the ZPAP, which is fine, except for the ZPAP uses really shitty commercial furniture. The OPAPs were built on essentially military parts kits. They basically ripped apart as many surplus M70s as they could and rebuilt them into those guns.
See, I would
minus
probably
the chrome line barrels. They did not have chrome line barrels in them.
I would probably buy a ZPAP if I was going to go the Yugo route because of what you just said, the shitty commercial furniture. Because for me, Niet Comrade, the rifle is not fine when it comes to an AK because it can be modernized properly. SKS is not so much, but an AK, yeah. So I would just change all the furniture anyway, and I would rather save the money on the gun with the shit furniture that I'm going to throw in the trash can anyway.
See, the problem with that, with any of the PAP or any of the Zastava guns, they have aftermarket support if you want to go full Tactidork, like I have with a couple of my guns. But really, if you want the bulk of aftermarket support, it needs to be a cam pattern or later.
Yeah. No, that's fair. But
now, what are sick little rifles? If you wanted to do like, I want 10.5-inch AK, but I don't want to deal with PSA, are the M85s and the M92s, which are 10.5-inch barrels. So they're not Krinkovs. They're like, again, it's like the little cousin fucker of it. Those are sick little guns. I kind of want the M85 is in 5.56. I kind of want one of those.
Oh yeah. After talking to my buddy, that's another thing. After talking to my buddy that has the SKS, the Russian SKS this week, I am solidified. I'm going to start with a 5.56 AK unless something changes with the ammo market, because the only ammo they had on the shelf at the store he went to was not even like nice match grade, fancy, whatever, but it was just the only ammo they had. $1 a round for 7.62 by 39. And 5.45 is basically unobtainium. So yeah, I'm gonna get a 5.56 for my first AK.
I was talking to my same dude, other Mike, different Mike in the Springs here, and he found a can of 7.6 5.45, which is the surplus 5.45 that
highly corrosive.
I mean, well, yes, but at the same time, holy shit! Back when I was getting into guns, so they banned the importation of 7.6. The ATF did in 2014.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. I can remember when 7.6 was like $70 for a spam can of 1,080 rounds. So you're like, with shipping, you're under 10 cents a round. I don't care if it's corrosive. I'll shoot the absolute crap out of it for that price.
Yeah, just
And I
clean your
really
fucking
wish
guns.
I had gotten, again, if we could go on a time machine. Some people are going in a time machine, if I can give George Washington an AR-15. No, I'm going in a time machine and I'm buying a lot of 7 and 6 in a 5.45. Had I only known.
It's all autism.
Yeah.
All autism.
KJ in the chat asked, what's the main motivation for learning all the comm block weapons history? Well, sir, it all started when my parents made me watch The Hunt for Red October, which does not have AKs in it. But I do love that movie. No, fucking AKs were the guns that, it's, you see,
Let's be honest here. You're a hipster. Everybody else likes ARs. You wanted to be different, so you picked the different team. You're like my little brother, who is also a youngest. We're from Alabama, and he didn't even watch football. But growing up, he said all the time, oh, I'm an LSU fan. First of all, fuck you, get the fuck out. I don't care if you live here, leave. Second of all, why the fuck are you an LSU fan? Because it's not Alabama or Auburn like everybody else.
Whatever. Because anything I say, you're just going to go with that. No, it's because, that's the bad guy gun. It's the gun that in all the movies the bad guys have, and it has that, nice wicked profile with, again, not knowing anything about guns at the time, with the fucking banana clip underneath it. And so you go, oh, those are fucking cool. And again, I walked into Dragon Man's for the first time in 2013, looked up on the rack, that would have been 2014 by that. No, that was 2013. And then saw all these fucking Wasser 10s with the bayonets in their sheaths attached to the guns, and saw that they had price tags on them and went, I can buy that. And for some reason, the AK spoke to me more than the AR-15s on the wall. Probably again because of watching movies and it being like, that's the fucking, that's the gun the bad guys use. Not that I want to be the bad guys in the movies, although as I get older, I realize I do, because half the time the bad guys are at least going to get paid. But no, so that's how all that shit started.
For those who may not know, because you mentioned 7 and 6, the Afghans, when the Russians went to Afghanistan before we did, they referred to 7 and 6 as the poison bullet.
Yep.
Little lore there. Again, thanks, Obama.
Well, that's the fucking ATF, and then somebody, I can't remember who.
That's when they were trying to ban the green tips too. They were trying to ban green tip 5.56. And so again, let's do a little bit of an education corner here, because I think this is important for the audience. If you don't already know, which most of you probably do, but maybe there's some newer people here, some younger people here. Anytime a federal agency goes to rewrite a rule or to write a new rule, they have to publish it on the Federal Registry, and they have to leave. This is the Administrative Procedures Act, the APA. Per law, they have to put it out there and leave it there for a public comment period for a specific amount of time. I want to say it's 60 days. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on the time length, but they have to leave it out there. And if they don't and accept public comments, then it could be struck down, not even on constitutionality, just by the Administrative Procedures Act if it gets taken to court. So enough people were commenting on this rule that they proposed under the Obama administration that this is gay. Please don't take away green tip. That's fucking retarded. It's not even really armor piercing ammo, because that was the whole rule, is they were banning armor piercing rifle ammo. And they named, if I remember correctly, it's been several years now, they named M855 and 7 and 6 specifically. Again, so don't quote me.
They came for 7 and 6 first in April, and I was
people
I
commented.
People
commented about the M855. They didn't comment about the 7 and 6 because fewer people had AK-74s. And so we got the 7 and 6 ban. We didn't get the M855 ban.
Yep, they backed off the M855 because, everybody owns that AR-15. So it was really easy to drum up support for that one. The 7 and 6 beforehand, I was around. I commented on it. They didn't give a fuck. There was not enough public outcry for them to care about 7 and 6.
Mhm. So whenever you hear about, and there are channels on YouTube, I won't plug any specifically, there are channels that talk about this shit all the fucking time. That is what they do. Go watch those channels. They bring this shit up. And when you hear about these proposed rules, aka laws, because they're enforced at the barrel of a gun, go comment on them. Tell the government what you think. Unless you're anti-gun, in which case, stop knowing how to use the internet.
Indeed. There's a picture. I think it was out of the war in Georgia in 2008. There's
Georgia, the country, not the state.
Yeah. That would have been 1862. Anyway, wrong Georgia. There's a picture of I don't know if it's a Georgian or a Russian, and it was probably a 7 and 6 round where this dude got off really fucking lucky. I saw it years ago. I haven't been able to find it since. The round went through a skin flap on the front of his neck. So it came in, went through his neck, popped out of his neck about an inch after that, and then an inch down, went into his pectoral and butterflied his pectoral open by about like in 4 inches. And he's still alive. He's standing there fucking glaring at the camera. I don't know if he's pumped on morphine at that point or not, but it's just like 1 fucking inch back and he'd been dead as fuck.
Dude, bullets.
The guys on the AK files used to say that was an example. Oh, so the Afghans called 7 and 6 a poison bullet because much like 5.56, it's designed to hit. It's a light bullet going fast. It's designed to hit and then immediately yaw and then sit there and tumble on through the body, which for the Afghans, they're used to 30 caliber projectiles punching more of a neat hole through the body. This is how the story goes anyway. So this was a poison bullet because it'd kill them, more reliably. Whatever. But the guys on the AK files back in the day used to say that was an example of how about how 5.45 was superior to 5.56 because look, it only penetrated like an inch of flesh and then it yawed. It's like, I don't think that's how it's going on there.
Yeah, look, bullets defy the laws of physics. Once they hit something, it doesn't fucking matter. They just it don't make no goddamn sense.
Raggle Fraggle in the chat says, what's your favorite uncommon comm block weapon? Oh, like uncommon as in the United States? Because if we're talking uncommon around here, there's a lot of guns.
I think the assumption, at least for the sake of a wider pool to choose from, is if the NFA didn't exist and import bans didn't exist and we could get whatever the fuck we wanted.
If we could get whatever the fuck we wanted, and it's that Roswell Rifle Works is actually making one. Now, they're only making 150 for their first batch, which means I'm certainly not going to get one. But it's the SR3M, which is the continuation. So a lot of people know what the VSS Venturas is because that appears in some video games. It's got like the freaking FUD stock on it. Almost, it's not a thumbhole stock, but it's the silenced 9x39 sniper rifle. Even though the cans they made for those back in the days were just fucking hollow tubes. Well, they were in hollow tubes, but it's very primitive baffle design. The SR3M is like what they popped out in the 90s is an improvement to that. They're just wicked looking guns. And they are related to Kalashnikovs. They look like one, but it's kind of its own little side rifle. And they're not in common use at all either. Like that's one of those things that, if the FSB thinks you're a terrorist and they're kicking your door down, they might come shoot you with that. But
yeah, that's the equivalent of giving our special people SIG rattlers in 300 blackout.
Basically.
Mine would either be the PM63 or there's, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's this Russian fucking pistol that has one of those stupid but still cool and sexy looking stock holster things that attaches to the rear of it.
Oh,
that is select fire.
The
and I don't even remember what caliber it's in.
Are you talking about like the Stechkin from the
Yes.
Cold War, which looks like a beefed up Makarov?
Yes,
Okay,
it looks like a Makarov on steroids.
Yep, that's the it looks a Makarov on
It's like,
steroids, and
this is
it had a strange love baby with this Mauser C96.
yes, it's the Captain America before the drugs and the Captain America after the drugs.
Yeah,
That thing.
the Stechkin was that's a pilot's bailout pistol is what they used a lot of them for.
Yeah. Actually, I take it. I'm going to add a third. I'm not going to take anything back. So the Soviets, when they started their, I don't know when they started, but during their independent space program during the Cold War,
Oh yeah,
they had this little pistol that had a detachable stock, but the stock was like a machete hatchet thingy. It was basically a survival multi-tool where a gun was, oh, here's your Swiss Army knife. By the way, it has a gun in it. They sent Russian cosmonauts up into space with these things in case they came down in an environment where they needed to survive before they could get picked up. So they had survival tools and like defensive tools and, oh, I can kill something to, eat or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
Unlike NASA, the Soviets decided it was safer to drop their cosmonauts on land.
Yes.
And if they drift a little off course in the land where there's a frickin' Siberian brown bear around, it might be a problem.
Yes. So if I could only pick one more Soviet comm block gun to have for the rest of my life, I could never have another one. I would pick that just because it's so rare. And it's been to space.
Oh, you made me lose my train of thought because I had a second one in mind too. It's a shotgun.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Kentucky Ballistics did a video on it.
4-gauge, KS-23. And it was a riot gun, essentially. And it appears, I think, in the first Black Ops. No, one of the Black Ops games. I don't remember. I think it's a 20. It's not 25 millimeter, but it's close enough. It is a 20-something millimeter pump action shotgun without a stock. It's a Mossberg Shockwave.
They have a detachable stock.
Oh, that's true. They do, but it's a Mossberg Shockwave that had a little too much creatine.
Yes,
and I think they may have had full length versions of it, but the most common one that I've seen,
they did make some full down
barrel ones.
Do you know where that came from? Do you know why they invented that shotgun?
I probably did at some point, but
this is what I understand from internet lore anyway. I could be totally wrong. And if somebody out there is more autistic about Soviet weapons than me, not hard to do, by the way. Okay, cool. Correct me. Fine. So they made a shit ton of machine gun barrels for like these large caliber gun. Yeah. But they were all fucked up and out of spec. And instead of scrapping them all, they said, we can use these to build giant fucking shotguns. And so they built a shotgun around an out of spec machine gun barrel.
Which, to be fair, is cool as fuck.
Yeah. Also, if it's rifled, that just means you're getting way more fucking spread.
Well, I mean, if it's a riot gun, you want spread, right? We don't pick on the rioter. We don't find the ones that are causing the riot. We just kill them all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so the Russians did it with rifled machine gun barrels. The Israelis did it with full auto 22s. Different tool for the same problem.
Yeah, but so if we're talking rare comm block guns that I want to get my mitts on, that I never will. Yeah, the KS, just because it's just a big, obnoxious fuck off shotgun. Like it's absurdly large.
Like I said, Kentucky Ballistics got one, and it's been a while since I watched the video, but he talked about he got it and it was in more like a bird gun configuration. And then he did the paperwork and whatever and got it modified so that it was in the clone correct configuration.
I think Grandthumb had a video on one a few years ago too.
I think he did.
But Either way, no, that thing and then the SR3M are my two I mean, the SR3M's AK adjacent, but I'm going to take a cop out and say, well, it's technically not a Kalashnikov.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're
I want
going to end up on weird things like,
hentai.
you know, I mean, hopefully not. Mike's not here, so hopefully not an
Yeah.
hentai.
Valid. Although the chat is here.
Yeah, that's true. Otherwise, we're going to end up on like, a freaking like, oh, I want a Dishka because it's a 50 caliber machine gun, but instead of 50 caliber, it's 12.7.
I would choose a Madus over a Dishka any day.
If I had to use it for an actual purpose, yes. If I had just have fucking Bezos money and it's just fuck it, like, oh no, I'd buy a Dishka.
I mean, if I had that kind of money, I'd buy both.
Okay, fair. We're talking like my dream machine gun. It's an MG34. Well, okay, no, still PKM kind of, but like above PKM, like I have more money than I know what to do with MG34.
If I could only buy one machine gun for my entire life, I would have a really, really hard time choosing between an actual MP7 or just an AR with the third pin drilled. And not that fucking gay ass 3-round burst bullshit either. That's technically a machine gun. Fuck that.
No, see, for me, if
this is my fire rate selector.
If it's one machine gun for Sam, you may not have any other machine guns at all, but I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's one of the Polish PKMs that they converted to 308. Open bolt. Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
Fraggle says MG42 is superior. Nope, MG34 is superior. The MG34 is better built, and it has a rate of fire that is actually, rational.
Well, I know we've got some more time to kill. I've got two other quick things, like I said earlier, that I have in reserve that I can talk about that make me super duper happies. And then apparently you have something you need to read at the very end.
I do.
Of the show.
I want to scroll back up to the chat real quick. Dusky said he looked through nods for the first time this last weekend. Base, if you are like me and you look through nods, you are now just going to not be able to live your life without going like, fine, I'll go fucking buy some.
Anyway. I have seriously considered credovaing a set of nods.
Oh, don't do that.
No. Well, see, here's the thing. Other people have talked about this. I'm not going to get into another fucking, what's his name? Get out of debt, dude.
Dave Ramsey?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into another Dave Ramsey rant, but every single Credova purchase is a separate line of credit, which means you're opening up shit tons of extra credit, which obviously not good for your credit score and all those things. And I'm not recommending you do this. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I don't even know how to use Excel. Okay.
Hell, you're not even smart. Neither am I.
Yeah. But I could see like, okay, hey, I'm going to buy a house. Am I going to save up $350 to $500 plus $1,000 to buy a house? Or am I going to take out a loan to buy a house? Nods are one of those things I could see myself credovaing and just paying. If the monthly minimum over 24 months is, let's say, $500, if I just pay $1,000 every month and pay it off faster and then close out that line of credit, that's one very rare exception where for me personally, I could see it making sense. Otherwise, I'm sitting there for like 2 to 3 years saving up money to buy this set of nods, where that's 2 to 3 years that I could be spending training with DOS nods and paying them off over time. However, again, probably still a bad idea. I avoid loans and credit like the fucking plague these days. But I have seriously considered it for like a year now. But two things. Go ahead.
If Zastava actually manages to import the M84, which is the Zastava's PKM, if they manage to import that, I will be making poor financial choices. That's all I have to say. My wife better not be listening.
Raggle Fraggle, under the assumption that your wife is a girl because you have kids, I guarantee you she's not listening because girls don't listen to this. Raggle Fraggle, the set of nods I'm looking at, and I have my reasons, being one of them, is I want to say 11.5 or 12.5. So yeah,
Mine were, but I got in right when green phosphor. So mine are green phosphor, and I got right in at the tail end when green phosphor tubes started drying up a bit. In mine,
oh bro,
6.5. Well, mine were like 6, I think.
yeah. No, dude, panos are like 40.
Also,
try again.
Yeah, panos are about $40,000. Panos also are fucking cool if you're SEAL Team 6 kicking indoors to kill Bin Laden.
Yeah, and heavy
Otherwise,
as fuck.
Otherwise, they're heavy as fuck. And if you, and this is one, if you're gonna, this is my tisming now. If you're gonna buy something like night vision, you better go fucking use it. And I don't mean always just go to the range and shoot, because in my opinion, shooting under night vision is the fucking easy part. It's the walking over broken terrain that'll get you in the ass.
Or loading mags, or finding something in a pouch, or literally anything within a 6-inch sphere of your body.
One of my favorite drills to do under night vision. It's been a long time since, it's been a couple of years since I did it, actually. I knocked over my high point. I have a training TM62 anti-tank mine. It's my baby. It's also the fuse, the fake fuse for it is a giant hunk of Bakelite, which is just like, it's nice to hold in your hands. One of my favorite drills to do in night vision, I've done this with Sean with We Like Shooting, is to separate the two. To put I'd take one of the tubs, one of the tool bins out of the back of my truck, and put the fuse in there and jumble it around. And then you have to sit there with your fucking nods, especially if it's a monocular. Find the damn fuse, which means dialing your focus manually to see something 2 feet away from your face, and then having to come up, redial, engage targets, run the fuse over to the mine, redial to get it threaded into the top of it, pull the pin on it. Yeah, it's no doing shit like even reloads. You can't see with night vision doing your reloads in front of your face. And it's not because you physically can't see it. The photons are coming into your eyeball, but your focus is not like your focus, your window for focusing.
It's like you're a 90-year-old without your glasses.
Yeah. So you got to do all that shit by feel.
But it's also
Ranger,
all
Ranger eating MRE under nods is the worst. Where's my mouth? Ow.
Yeah. So yeah.
But no, if you have fuck you money, panos are fucking cool, especially the articulating panos now where you can get them up.
Yeah.
And then the pods separate and come down like little fucking spider eyes on either side of your head.
Yeah.
But otherwise, nah, dog.
Nah, I need unfilmed white phos duels. And I know this from experience.
It was very elegant. I didn't even know it was happening.
Hey, I'm a classy bitch, okay?
Oh man.
Well, do you want to go ahead and jump into the thing?
Are you talking about the review?
Yes.
The submission?
Yes. Somebody submitted to us.
And given the strange wording of all the contact forms on our website, I'm surprised they did. Oh crap, I have to find it real quick. I should have pulled that up ahead of time.
Okay, well then I will talk about one other thing while you do that. So recently I discovered, so I have family, friends that are current, former military. And one of the things that shocked the absolute shit out of me, especially as a kid, like I grew up, my dad was in the military, went to base every day to go to work. And one of the things that shocked the shit out of me is that he didn't just have an issued gun that he just like had with him all day at work. I just kind of assumed everybody on a military base is carrying a gun. Not the fucking case. You pretty much don't get a gun unless you're a cop on base or you're doing gun training things on base. So it's a gun-free zone. Just fucking because constantly. I saw that the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, signed a memo. I still haven't been able to find the memo. I want that memo because I want to read the exact wording of it. But he signed a memo. It says, hey, this is fucking gay. So I'm paraphrasing. Obviously, again, I haven't seen the memo, so I am not quoting the Secretary of War by saying something is gay, although he probably would. He seems based like that. This is gay. These guys sign up, and gals, to go overseas to other people's countries, and we tell them to carry guns in other people's countries to support and defend our constitutional rights, but they don't get their constitutional rights when they just go to work every day. Well, we ain't doing that shit no more. So again, once I see the memo, I'll know more, but very excited that our men and women in uniform can now, I don't know, carry a gun to work just like they can carry when they go to the grocery store or on a date night or fucking whatever they would do that doesn't involve them going on base. Based. You find it yet?
I did. So, contact submission to AK-47radio.net from Russia with Love. This man watched too many James Bond movies.
No such thing.
AK-47 Radio Podcast is good, yes. It has strong voice, very direct, no soft talking like others. Host speaking like in kitchen with friends, drinking, arguing, laughing. This makes show feel real, not fake production. Sometimes they go off track, sometimes talk nonsense a little bit, but it's part of charm, you know? Not everyone will like, because opinions are, how you say, sharp like knife. But if you enjoy gun culture, humor, little dark, and people who say what they think without fear, then this podcast is a solid choice. We are sending a Colombian gang to your house to pork your dog right now. But thank you.
I think it should be oh shit, I got nothing. I was trying to think of a different country just to be pedantic, but
I can't remember when I came up with that with the Colombian gang, but I'm leaving it. So, AK-47radio.net. That's not a review. We like the best thing you can do is send a review to wherever you listen to podcasts, because that's what the freaking slop algorithms like. But contact submissions on the website, we really like those too, because frankly, audience interaction is kind of why we do this shit. You can go over to our website right now and book your tickets to the Republic of Upper Lower Podestovia, not to be confused with the Republic of Lower Upper Podestovia. Papers, please, for adventure. That is the gayest little tagline, but it was fucking perfect. Also, looking for a life of adventure? You can go to the recruitment page. All of these links lead to our Discord. Join the Discord, chit chat, talk shit, share gun pics, look at my meat sticks. It's great.
The shit talking is my favorite part of the Discord.
It's the favorite. Until freaking Discord cracks down on that shit or something and says, oh no, you can't use naughty words, in which case we will bail the fuck out of there and find something else.
We'll create a signal group.
I mean, that is both a weapon of last resort and maybe the best thing to do ever, because if you've never been in a signal chat with 30 other people who are talking all at once, it's enlightening. It is scary. Your eyes will cross and uncross.
And you learn how to mute individual chats very quickly.
And individual people. It's like,
Yeah.
this dude talks. This dude messages all day long. We're going to mute him.
Kind of like us yesterday.
Hey, if Mike's not here, he can't defend himself. He should have been there for the conversation.
Duh.
It was a good talk. I think that does it for me.
Same.
Oh, last thing. I was just going to say, Mr. Stargate LARPy boy, your standardized sidearm for your Stargate LARP really should be a high point.
It's so for those that I haven't explained it all to, I'm doing what would a modern Stargate team member look like? So we're thinking a combination of the SG-1 series, which I just started re-watching again, even though I just finished it because it's that fucking good. What would a modern team member look like? So a little bit of the old school P90, same style of like airsoft kind of vest, but with some modern equipment. Still got a random, normal old school web belt, not some fancy new belt. Modern canteen pouches, other shit. It's either going to be the M18 because today, because of the creation of the Space Force in 2019, Stargate Command got moved from being an Air Force Special Ops unit to a Space Force Special Ops unit, the only Space Force Special Ops unit, in fact. And as a result, they would be issued the M18 in either case. But I also think that for some special purposes, they might get issued a 5.7 pistol, mostly because of ammo compatibility with their mainline firearm, the P90. So I think I'm going to have an option for both. I just got to figure out pouches and shit.
I'd call you a nerd, but I'm over here creating an entirely fictional country to add lore to the podcast, so I can't fucking talk.
And you're also drinking up SG1 like a virgin drinks up pussy juice.
That's not wrong. But you should really recreate the whole this is a weapon of war, but with a high point.
Neg.
Pause.
Neg.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it. Somebody better make sure Mike was equipped with one of those cosmonaut survival guns, because I think he needs it right now. That bitch crash landed somewhere out in the taiga and he is gone.
Niet, comrade, it's fine. He died hero of the party.
I always wonder, or often wonder, how many cosmonauts were, oh shit, he was killed in a training accident. No, he burned up in re-entry.
Well, I mean, that's also happened to our astronauts, sadly. So
it did, but more along the lines of back during the space race. And
I know.
Launch, and that guy didn't make it back, so we just don't talk about him.
Yeah. No, I 1000% agree with you. There's a capsule up there floating around somewhere with some decayed fucking body that's perfectly preserved because the oxygen recyclers gave out decades ago.
Like, oh, what happened to Yuri? We don't talk about Yuri.
You mean this Yuri? No, Yuri does not have beard. This Yuri has beard. No, this is Yuri.
If you ask these questions again, we used to ask you to step outside.
Let me grab Makarov.
It's fucking true.
Let me grab Space Makarov.
It's Space Makarov. Oh, like, you just have Makarov. Stechkin is Air Makarov. No, we need Space Makarov.
Da.
And then we need no Makarov run to the ground. Dusky says I pointed that pistol at myself. Well, it's been a long day, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a high point. It wouldn't have worked anyway. I'm just kidding.
I had the mag in it. Fucking magazine safeties are the worst. All right, well, leave us a review. Reviews are great. We like reviews. Reach out to us on Instagram. Go join the Discord and chit-chat in person. You can call us gay, retarded, all you want. I won't even ban you. Be a great time. Thanks for listening. Go outside in the field. Use your gear. If you go buy nods, don't just fucking wear them at the flat range like some kind of dork. Go hike with them. That's all I got for you today. Technically, good night.
До свидания, comrades.
Mm-hmm. As a friend of mine likes to say, hasta gonorrhea. Something like that. Fuck. I fucked it up. Bye, Dave.